Last week, MMA Junkie's Mike Bone and Morning Combat's Luke Thomas dropped something pretty interesting. Their list of the UFC's most valuable fighters. But the real headline isn't who made the list, it's who didn't make the list, and what that says about where the UFC is heading. Now, Bone defined most valuable fighter as fighters that you'd build a promotion around, sell fights, make business, and who give you long-term upside. Basically, if you were starting your own MMA organization like the UFC, who would you draft first? And what's wild in this, for a promotion that's made most of its money in the US market, is there's almost no American fighters on this list. Americans barely make the cut. Neither do women, or heavyweights, or young guns. Let's dive in. Luke Thomas's top 10 includes fighters like Ilya Topuria, Khamzat Chimaev, Islam Makhachev, and Shavkat Rakhmonov. 0 Americans. Bones? He squeezes in Sean O'Malley and Max Holloway, but again, mostly foreign fighters, mostly lightweights and welterweights, and mostly guys in their 30s. Oh, and Zhang Weili, the lone woman on either list. She is also the oldest fighter included. Let that sink in. No John Jones, no Conor McGregor, no Paddy Pimblett, no Bo Nickel. Why? Well, the Bo Nickel one, we kind of know why. Now, why? Because they're either on their way out, legally radioactive, or unproven, or some combination. John Jones. Bone does list 30 fighters total, with tiers little time left for guys like Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier, or could be big for guys on hype trains like Bo Nickel, surprise this week, and Paddy Pimblett. But the reality is, many current champs and former champs are fading fast, and the UFC is struggling to replace them. So how is the UFC making more money than ever with a roster that's mostly foreign, aging, undersized, and anonymous to casual fans? Simple. TKO's executives, Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro, are experts at value extraction. Hint, that's not good for you if you're a fan or a fighter. They've mastered high-volume events, global streaming rights leverage, and they rep everyone from fighters to influencers. They don't need stars, they need inventory. They play off clueless media execs who couldn't tell the difference between Sean Penn and Sean Strickland. And they milk site fees and TV rights like pros. It's a mile-wide, inch-deep strategy. Big brand, shallow bench, maximum profit. So, Luke and Mike's lists, they're fun, they're good debate fodder, but what they really show is where the UFC's heading. They're a window into the fact that the UFC is less about greatness and more about grind. The fighters who will drive this thing aren't your classic American heroes, and you probably haven't even heard of them. They're global, they're dangerous, and they may not speak English on the mic, but they're here. And this isn't a bad thing, the UFC going global. Actually, it's a good thing. The UFC just isn't particularly good at building these foreign stars. If anything, we've had some of the most fun and interesting champions, but they don't know what they're doing with them. All they care about is profit. But as long as the money keeps flowing, and live gates of 3 million keep happening for Apex level cards, this isn't going to stop. Who needs stars anyway?